Good Friday to you, my dear fellow human being. How goes it? Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to all my Muslim friends around the globe. Hope this is a good Friday. Ijumaa njema. Allah Akbar to y'all. Hopefully things are good in your neighborhood, in your soul. And for those who work for the American federal government and government in general, I hope the shutdown is not shutting your soul out. I hope not. I hope you still have a way of seeing a bright day in your lives. Because there are some things that I don't get myself sometimes. Let me just paraphrase something here. Two things cannot be true at the same time. But this is happening in this country. They say it's a great nation. It's a superpower. That's what it is supposed to be. Some of us came without thinking. That was a dream, the American dream. Then you have this, dysfunctional systems. Let's not even pick and choose which one we are going to look at. Two things being true at the same time, great nation, dysfunctional nation. I don't know. Maybe that's how the governments of this world works. Talking of government, let's land in JKA Airport in Kenya, a place I've been residing lately on my episode. And my subscribers, my friend, don't get tired because some things is worth interrogating for a while. Don't get fatigued in seeking the truth, no matter the cost and time and repetitions. Because one thing is true about Kenya. They were second in the World Championship, medal count. Second to America, the great, I just referred to. And yet dysfunctional. Kenya was second in the world in World Championship. There's something else that is true again about Kenya. It's dysfunctional. There you have it, boys and girls. I stated my case. Why? I think Kenya lacks discipline. We got great talent. We do have talent in Kenya. But we are just dysfunctional at the core. Some people have attributed that to corruption, the mind, the corrupt mind, our priorities in Kenya, mostly athletics. The subject could be bigger than athletics for me. So, what am I looking at? The leadership of that country was in New York being asked this question. Why are you so unpopular in your own country? The president of Kenya just gave a smirk on his face, a smile, a little bit of a sarcastic look on his face, and he says, oh, that's democracy. That is true. Kenya is a hub of democracy if you look at the countries around Kenya. So we compare ourselves against Rwanda, maybe Uganda, Tanzania. We are like, and when it comes to athletics, we look good. We look really good. But if you look closely, the same president has a country that is dysfunctional. Let me tell you why. 2 days ago, or a few days ago, I don't remember, we have another case of doping in Kenya. A marathon runner, a 205 guy, Cornelius Kiblagat. The AIU, the Athletic Integrity Unit, which it works with athletes and countries to try to figure out how to weed out cheaters who are using drugs enhancement or enhancing drugs in athletics. And there's WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency. They work together collaboratively with other countries to weed out, to purge the evils of athletics, if we may use that big word. Kenya, right now, is on the headlines. And so we had another Kenyan being listed in the Hall of Shame in doping. A few weeks or a few days, if you check my episodes, Kenya claims they had arrested Pablo Escobar of drug supply in Kenya. an Indian by origin. His name is Kamal Amin. They say, hey, this is a big bust. We've arrested the drug lord of EPO, or drugs or doping. This is the man. A few days later, of course, we have this guy. And the way I read the old details of how this guy was busted and the incriminating step by step on how he went through the process of being, the samples were taken to Europe, France, and they were tested and all that. The details are quite telling that this unit, the AI unit that has been doing this, is very transparent. They just give you facts and you deal with it. And I was reading this. The guy, it's very funny that the guy, Cornelius, say you heard it from another athlete that, oh, if you can use EPO, you can be better as an athlete in marathon. 2:05 is okay. It's a great time this time of the year, this time of his career. But at the end of it, because he did it voluntarily, nobody forced him, he wasn't blindfolded to take it in, he's been banned for 5 years. That's Kenya. Doping, drug lord has been arrested, doping still continues. Now here comes the catch. WADA had put Kenya on alert for a year since last year, where they had told them, you have this time to put your house in order. Show us that you are aggressively going under the cheaters or people using dope in this country of Kenya. Show us. We're giving you time. While they were giving them time, the leadership of this country was cutting back on the funds that were supposed to put this system in place, to put some integrity and transparency into what they were doing. They gutted all the funding that was there. I talked about this in my episode, whereby the government, because of protests last year, budget, they shot young people and say, well, we're not going to fund this, the Kenya thing, ADAC, which is the Athletic Drug Agency something, right? So they took their money away. Of course, remember, they were under a timeline. They were on almost what I call probation. They were put on probation. They were put on high alert that, hey, put your house in order or else. It gets better for me. So you hear this president in New York that they say, oh, it's democracy. We're going to take care of business. We are a great country. People romanticize Kenya a lot. I don't, because I live in both parts. I don't romanticize America either. Not every country is perfect. But I'll tell you something. If you are given time, and you know athletics, you just came out of the World Championship as second in the world, you will think a country like Kenya will prioritize taking care of business to make sure that athletics is in good standing globally, so that you don't get banned and shut out from championship. You will think you will not even cut the funding that has to do with athletics. You will think this president, who claims to come from a tribe that calls themselves the tribe of athletes, the home of the champion, you would think he put this thing, in front of him all the time, make sure things are in place. Instead, they cut the funding. And now here comes the catch that is very fascinating to me. They had today, October 3rd, as their deadline, right? I don't know what time it is. I don't know what happened. On the eve of what they had been given as your deadline, the president comes on national TV, welcomes the team, they bring the flag from the World Championship, and he says, this is what he says, we are going to inject, or is vowing to inject, professionalism into anti-doping agency. This is the same president that cut the funding from the agency that is dealing with it. But now on the eve of being found wanting by WADA, he's saying we're going to inject professionalism into the agency. Two things cannot be true, my friend, at the same time. You cannot be cutting funds and talking of professionalism. It doesn't work. People see through all that nonsense. That's why I'm saying the closer you look at every system, you realize what the leaders are saying is not what is happening. Just because you've arrested the Escobar of drug doping supply in Kenya, you've cut the pipe. It's all about what is there for the athletes. Athletes are going to find a way to make money, and they will chase the money whatever it takes. And the government to claim they are clamping down, they are going after the cheaters. They put an integrity and professionalism into the agency, is what I call WADA Friday. That was my take, my friend. I'll tell you this from this platform to Koreada. I'm very passionate about the success of the country of Kenya that I came from. If it wasn't for athletics, I won't be here. But when I speak about leadership, when I speak about integrity, transparency, I got to tell you something. The integrity is what you see on those athletes who perform the Beatrice Chebet. They work their butts off. Sometimes I've shared this and I repeat myself. I don't think they have any support that they truly need in time of need. Faith Kipyegon alluded to that during the trying to be the first woman to break the mile record. She alluded to that. She gave us a hint of how when it comes to PR and pictures and cameras rolling and you have the flag and you have the Kenyan thing on, these leaders will be like, hey, let's take the picture, smile. It's me, the president of Kenya. Look at what I've done. No, you didn't. These women and men have been working hard in your absence, in somewhere in this universe, lying to the world that you care about these athletes. The hour has come. Let's find out. I'm following this. Will WADA, will the World Anti-Doping Agency come hard on Kenya, like they came on Russia and Bulgaria and Cameroon and other countries? Will they hammer them, put the hammer on them? They've been very graceful to Kenya. They've given them a lot of time to put their house in order. Even Sebastian Coe, excuse me, was in Kenya a few days before the World Championship saying, oh, yeah, Kenyans, you are doing very well. But the Brits have always lied to Kenyans because they lied to us in the past. Kenya is not in compliance when it comes to drug and doping agency and testing. It's not. They're just getting a pass. Maybe that's what grace is all about on this Friday. Talk to you later, my friend. Subscribe, my friend. Keep me engaged. I love my audience. I enjoy my audience. I give you what I think you want to hear. And if you do, the comment section is tap, tap, tap. Have a good Friday and a great weekend. Liverpool, bring it on tomorrow against Chelsea. Just bring it on. I got you. I got you. We know how to play Liverpool. You will never die alone. Oh, you'll never walk alone.